Hello, Internet! Hello, Ramley and other NFL family! I'm Peo Time, and this is Rams Wednesdays, the show that is on Wednesdays where we talk about the Los Angeles Rams. Thank you for joining me today. Oh man, it's a great day to be alive. It is a great day to be a Rams fan. Whew. I am stoked for today's show. We got an action-packed show here. So much to talk about the Los Angeles Rams. It's amazing what you can talk about considering it's, the offseason and the draft is still to come, and the Rams really haven't done much in free agency, but we'll talk about that in the show today. Appreciate all of you tuning in, whether you're watching live with me or on the replay. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you do. LA Rams Talk, good to see you as always. Good, sir. Thank you for being here. And you know what? I'm going to start off. I'm introducing a new segment, okay? A new segment today called Rams Radar. And I'm going to try and keep my opinion out of it. I'm just going to go through a bunch of headlines that I've seen. It's going to be like 3 minutes long. I'm going to put a timer up here, but I'll give a couple of shout outs, and then we'll start the Rams Radar right off the start, because the purpose of it is to give us a bit of context of what we might be talking about for the rest of the show. Because if you're watching live, I want to involve you in the show. I try to plan out segments ahead of time that I release as clips afterwards. But I love it when people ask questions and have comments and just have intelligent discussion about the Los Angeles Rams. So very, very excited about it. So before I do anything else, I'm going to see here. I got some shout outs. We got Mr. Summer here. Good to see you. The Aginator. Can't wait until we get Giovanni McCoy. You're planning way ahead. Alex G, hello. Good to see you. I want that draft hat so bad. Yeah. Steve-O, good to see you as always. I haven't heard him throwing, but we'll talk about that. There is some news about that from Sean McVay. And Wildman Samurai, dude, with the $5 super chat, horns up. Man, can't thank you enough for that. Very kind of you. I never asked for a super chat, but I do greatly appreciate them. So thank you so much, Wildman. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, with that being said, let me put up my timer here. Oh, you can't start yet. No. Okay. Give myself 3 minutes on the clock, and please show me grace. This is my first time ever doing this. This is the Rams Radar. All right, this is the Rams Radar. Yes, we're going to go through a bunch of headlines here. Sean McVay was at the owners' meeting like many other coaches, and he in a short interview, he was able to answer some interesting questions. There was two things of note that I want to talk about here. The biggest one, which Ram fans should be really happy about, is he said Matthew Stafford is doing well health-wise and should have no limits during training camp this year. And should be good to go. So definitely very thankful for that. And I got to start my timer here. It's my first time doing it. Show me grace. He also spoke in detail about the Allen Robinson situation. Allen Robinson is still on the trade block. Sean McVay was pressed by reporters, what that would look like if he's on the team or if they're trying to trade him, and is there any kind of awkwardness to the situation. Sean McVay, in a very professional PR manner, was able to speak to it, that if Allen Robinson is on the team, he wants to be the best coach possible for him and give him opportunities to succeed. And if they are able to find a trade partner, then they'll wish him all the best that way. But spoke very highly of Robinson and very much honored him. So I think this does eliminate the speculation of him getting cut. That's something just to note about. It's either trade or Allen Robinson's on the team. At least that's the vibe I got from watching McVay. The Rams' projected win total is set at 7.5 games, according to DraftKings Sportsbook. Some Ram fans think this is high. Some think it's low. I personally, I'd like to see them, get to double-digit wins at least, but maybe I'm just having a little too many expectations. On Monday, the Rams re-signed defensive lineman Marquise Copeland to a one-year deal. This is bringing a lot of encouragement to Ram fans who have seen a lot of defensive, veterans leave via free agency and trade. So seeing someone re-sign is on the defensive side of the ball is encouraging. So glad to have Copeland back. Aaron Donald had tightrope surgery. I am not a medical expert, but I know that has to do with your ankle. And it sounds like he's made a full recovery. He was at a charity event last week, and it seems like he also is going to be good to go. The Rams' proposal was not approved at the league's owners' meetings. They proposed that there was a new rule that you could review roughing the passer. Unfortunately, we would see the benefit of this, and I personally really wanted to see this happen, just because not just with the Rams, but when you're watching any team play, it's really annoying when this call gets blown. So that being said, maybe next year, and it looks like we're going to have a lot more bad roughing the passer calls. This has been the Rams Radar. Okay, everyone, I got it done in time. So that was the Rams Radar. Let me know what you think. I'm trying to get better at that, and we'll do it each and every year or each and every week at kind of the start of the show, just to give some headlines because there's so much happening with the Rams. Really, really thankful of that. All right. So that being said, let me get back to your comments here. And no, I don't know who he is. I assumed it was in the future by your comment. Yeah. So Lamar Jackson wants to leave the Ravens. Do you think the Ravens re-sign him or trade him? So I like dogs. Lamar Jackson is the most interesting story in football, and it's not even close. Everything from him representing himself. Do big name agents want him to negotiate the biggest contract in NFL history without an agent? No way. So there's that subplot. Then you have the owner's subplot about not wanting to pay him that kind of money. Then you have the subplot of what do the Ravens do if Lamar Jackson goes? What do they do if he stays? What happens if he stays but he doesn't play? There's so much intrigue here. Are the Falcons interested? Are the Commanders interested? Are the Colts interested? There's so much. I personally think he will play on a franchise tag next year. And I know there's risk that comes with that. But until some new development happens, that's my own personal opinion about Lamar Jackson's situation. Hey, Rudy, good to see you. Rudy, the Ramelius Sports Report, one of my favorite YouTubers. Appreciate your friendship and kind soul, and also the hard work you put in. Autocon, hello, my friend. Hope you're having a great day at school and all that jazz. Yeah, you made it. According to McVay, Stafford is full go this training. Healthy as he's been in years, and arguably more healthy than when we first signed him at the beginning of 2021. That is exciting. And yes, that's the one thing that got approved is players can now wear the number 0. So who will be the Rams' first player to get it? That's really, really exciting. Pure adrenaline fan. Oh, thank you, John. Appreciate it. Yeah, I want to get better at it, but this is my first time doing it. But I'll clip it out. But I appreciate that encouragement for sure. He's an Idaho quarterback. Okay, cool. You're Washington State and Idaho. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah. That was the point. Just to have a quick segment to kind of set it the rest to go. I do have a number of segments to talk about, but I'll get to that in just uno momentos. What would happen if the roughing the passer review was accepted? So to my understanding of what the Rams were proposing, this is a really great question, is that if roughing the passer was called, a coach could throw the challenge flag if they felt that it was, called, it was called in error, right? I guess it didn't happen because I think the NFL doesn't want another fiasco of when they made pass interference that you could challenge it. just because it had to be like egregious. And there's, there is an argument that it would slow the game down, things like that. But I do think there is a path for the NFL to get this right with replay assist. But for some reason, the NFL is just resistant to change when it comes to this kind of stuff. All right, I'm caught up on comments, so we're going to get into our first section of the day here. So let me go to my new view here, and we're going to start with Sean McVay. All right, yeah, we're going to talk about Sean McVay. So let me add that to the stream here because sharing is caring, all that jazz. We're going to close that down. Okay. Sean McVay's message to the Ram fans, Focus on the Process, by Kenneth Arthur. So this is on Turf Showtimes. The Los Angeles Rams have had a weird 14 months. You can tell me. From winning the Super Bowl to running it back to not moving forward at all and then hitting reverse quickly. The Rams have turned over most of the Super Bowl roster already and shown little effort or interest in retaining anybody who is drafted or signed by the Rams. In addition to trading Jalen Ramsey to the Dolphins, cutting Bobby Wagner and Leonard Floyd, and shopping Allen Robinson, the LA Rams also let virtually all free agents walk, including kicker Matt Gay. Speaking of which, the Rams process includes not having a kicker, a punter, a long snapper, or a returner going into April. So all new special teams. That's just the special teams unit. But the defense is certain to look at least 90% different, you're telling me. And we can't be sure which offensive pieces will be ready for week 1. Sean McVay's message to the fans through this ordeal is focus on the process. And here's a quote from him: focus on those things that we can control. Focus on that process. And let's not write the story before we've even opened up the first page of the book. And that is Sean McVay's quote there. Yeah, so very, very interesting words by Sean McVay. At the same time, I as a fan, I want to get hyped into this of like, yeah, we're going to focus on the process. Yeah, like, we're going to compete even though it's going to be a down year or things like that. Like, I'll always cheer for the Rams. I do think there's something to be said about, okay, you're saying it at this time of year. You have a fan base that, you still need to encourage to buy tickets to come out to the games. And there are many Ram fans that love the Rams, but they're still working at building the fan base in LA. Their work is not done. They are a business. And I think that Sean McVay's words are what we need to hear as fans. I think fans the one thing we can say is there clearly is a plan. It may not be the plan that we like. We may disagree with it. But, in Kevin Dimoff's letter last week, he did a good job of outlining kind of the two options the Rams had about like restructuring contracts or eating the dead money this year in hopes of kind of doing a swing reload into next year and competing for a Super Bowl again. I personally probably would have picked the other way, but that's why I'm not a GM. But I was encouraged to hear Sean McVay speak about it, and I think that fans can be happy that we have a coach that knows what he's doing. We have a coach that he's a Super Bowl winning coach. He's still the youngest head coach in the NFL, and I'm thankful for that because if you've been a Rams fan for a long time, good coaching is hard to come by sometimes. But let me know in the comments what you think about Sean McVay's words.
Thank you very much.
Here, we got exotic soy sauce in the house. Hello, good to see you. The process, how original. Yeah, that's definitely coach speak for sure, Mr. Summer. If Aaron Rodgers gets traded to the Jets, does it affect the Rams? In an indirect way, yeah, it does. We play the Packers next year, so we're not going to be playing Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has given some trouble to the Rams over the years. We've beaten them too, but that's definitely in an indirect way it does affect the Rams for sure. And just what's the NFC going to look like? Because that's another good quarterback who's another star quarterback who's leaving the conference. CM CMDR Carney, horns up. Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping in. I see your profile pic. I have not yet watched the latest episode of The Mandalorian, but excited to. Donald slammed that like button. All for our guy Pale Rams. So thank you, Rudy. Thank you. Yes, thank you. We got Daniel in here. Hello, Daniel. Good to see you. Blue Jays baseball. Again, I haven't followed the Jays yet. I normally, passively follow them, but they are my baseball team. But is their home opener tomorrow? That's exciting. That is exciting. I'll have to take note for sure. I live like probably an hour and a half away from the Blue Jays stadium, so I often, at least once a year, will go to at least one game with some friends, which is a good time. Yeah, no Mando spoiler. But yeah, I like Bad Batch better than Mandalorian right now. But yes, no spoilers. Yeah. Vlad, yes. All right, I'm gonna get into my next segment here. This is something I don't hear any Ram fans talking about, but guys, I am excited for this. Okay, I found this article today from a website I've never heard of. So I'm giving full props to it here. But yes, I've never heard of this website before. So this is from heavy.com. Okay, never heard of this website before. But they have this great article here that we're not gonna read the whole thing, but a few things. But it's by Lorenzo Reina, and just published it yesterday evening. And he said, Rams late bloomer given a strong prediction for the 2023 season. Okay. Anyway, he said, even with a thin backfield room and a new position coach coming on board, running back isn't considered a high need for the Los Angeles Rams in both free agency and the April draft. That's because it's the area that saw the Rams' late season breakout star, late bloomer Cam Akers. Now, with Akers entering his fourth season in the final year of his rookie contract, the 2020 second rounder was given this title by NFL analyst Maurice Morton of Bleacher Report on Sunday. One of the 10 players ready for a breakout season now that free agency has passed. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for you guys. Akers, though, wasn't just given that title by Morton. He was also the recipient of one strong prediction for 2023. Los Angeles hasn't re-signed Darrell Henderson, who opened the previous year as the Rams starting running back. Oh, let's go, Hendo. I miss Hendo. I miss him. And so unless the Rams use a high pick on a tailback, Akers would just need to fend off fifth rounder Kyrene Williams and Ronnie Rivers, who went undrafted last year. For the Lions' share of carries. If he does that, expect him to log career high rushing numbers and also numbers across the board, Morton predicts. So I'm going to scroll down here when it talks about the Rams' new running backs coach. So despite the 5-12 season, plus a brief period where Akers was absent from the facility due to personal issues, Akers still became one of the positive finishes of 2022 by ending the season with 3 straight 100-yard games. Now, with him returning as a feature back, Akers is still facing the upcoming scenario. Already playing for his third position coach in 4 seasons in the NFL, he's worked with Thomas Brown, Rashid Samples, and now a newcomer for the 2023 season. However, this newcomer is Ron Gould, who brings with him a deep resume of producing high-powered 1,000-yard rushers, including one 2,000-yard back and future Pro Bowlers. Gould, 57, spent most of his time in the collegiate ranks. However, he produced NFL-caliber talent at his stops in the Bay Area. In the university, anyway, they're going on. They're talking about Gould here, which is cool. But if you go on, I said Justin Forsett, that's a big name, became a 1,546-yard back who scored 22 touchdowns under Gould in 2007. Javad Best was also included in Gould's running back tree. And then with his time with rival Stanford, Bryce Love became 2,000-yard back in 2017, Ghoul's first season in Palo Alto. So Ghoul's history of producing 1,000 to 2,000 yards backs, even at the CFB level, should still be enticing for Akers as he seeks his first career season of surpassing the century mark. Whew! Great article there. Great article. I'll post that below. And yeah, I haven't really been talking about Cam Akers a lot. I feel like Ram fans haven't really been talking about Cam Akers a lot. I'll take a quick drink. And Cam Akers is such an interesting storyline for the Rams this year, because if you remember last year, at the start of the year, Sean McVay was calling him out in a press conference, and he needed to do more, to stay on the field. Fast forward, they had a personal kind of falling out. They tried to trade him, and then he just didn't play. And then towards the end of the year, he played again, and they had some sort of reconciliation, which you always love to see. And just like the article said, he finished the year with 3 straight 100 yards performances. Is Cam Akers going to be the back that Ram fans always dreamed of? I feel like a lot of Ram fans have kind of given up on Akers. There's some Ram fans that think he's going to get traded during the draft or in this offseason. I think it's clear that the Rams and Cam Akers are going to be together. I believe he's going to be our lead back heading into next year, and I'm optimistic that that's a good decision. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Are you ready to roll with Cam, or are you hoping that the Rams draft a running back early that can compete with Cam? Sean McVay drafts a running back each and every year, so it wouldn't be a surprise for him to take a running back late in the draft. But I'm curious to see what Cam Akers looks like at camp, and I doubt he plays in the preseason, but I believe he'll be the first running back to get a carry week 1 of the NFL season next September.
Thank you very much.
All right, pardon me. I just got to take another swig of water here. Whew. I'm talking. Yeah, no Mando spoilers. Yeah, love it. Life is good being a Rams fan, especially knowing our owner, front office, and head coach are determined to get this team ready to compete and return to our 3rd Super Bowl since the Rams returned to LA. Yeah, that's the hope. That's crazy. Yeah, I really liked Andor, especially like the prison episodes of Andor. Amazing. Daniel thinks we should roll with Cam, sign Elliott. Love Cam, but he needs competition. Okay, yeah, I think that's a fair take. Yep. Mr. Summer, is Cam Akers the guy? Do you have a coin? If the Rams' backfield succeed, so will this team. The run game has got to show up. Yeah. Next season schedules get released May 11th. Somewhere along that time. I'm not sure the exact time. I like dogs. Yep. Who's Casa? Rams Casa. Yes. Love it. All right. Well, I've caught up once again on the comments here. I'm going to take one more swig of water. I'm not going to make a segment out of this, but I will note I have a running list of players the Rams have confirmed that they've met with. I had a video with a long list, but I just want to point out that defensive back Julius Brett out of Kansas State, quarterback Jaron Hall, and also cornerback Carrington Valentine. Those are 3 names of draft prospects that the Rams have met with. So just something of note for sure. All right, we're going to get on to our next segment here after I catch up on the comments. It said, Cam is going to have 1,200 yards and 10 TDs next year. Watch. I'd love it. Exotic soy sauce. Yeah, I think that article by heavy.com definitely gives some hope for sure. Yeah. Love that. Love that. love. All right. Daniel's saying 2nd place. We'll see. You're a Seahawks fan, as I recall. Are you predicting the Seahawks to win next year? Yeah. Let's see. Cam Akers and Kyrie Williams will be a formative duo, and we'll probably draft another running back, maybe a speed back or a big agile fullback. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Do you think the NFL will leak something? Oh, it always happens. Yeah. I think they know how much media buzz they get with doing that. So yeah, I think it happens. Yeah. Oh, okay. I must be confusing your name. There's someone else that comments on here. Sorry, Daniel. Please accept my apologies. There's someone on here that comments that has highlights in their names, and anyway. Okay, I'm mixing you up with someone else. My apologies, Daniel. I would never want to confuse you with a Seahawks fan. Just kidding. Julius Brett's tall corner. Okay, cool. Yeah, name to watch. Go Cam. It's time to play for your money. Yeah. Love it. All right, we're gonna get into my next segment here, and let me just set this up. Okay, we're going this, and then we're doing this. All right. This is for those of you caught my live stream on Monday. I interviewed Blaine from from Turf Showtimes. Great interview. Really enjoyed my time with him talking about the Rams. But he came up with this article here, and it's an interesting one. Here. So we're talking about the Rams discount defense. All right. And so Blaine, Turf Showtime says, don't blame Raheem Morris for Rams defense in 2023. Blame the front office. And this is a fair criticism. He said, it's no secret at this point, the Los Angeles Rams offseason, that the team is building for 2024. The Rams have loaded up on draft picks this year and cleared contracts to open up 2024 cap space. Unfortunately, this plan has to come at the cost of talent level on defense. The Rams have cut Leonard Floyd, Bobby Wagner, while trading away Jalen Ramsey. With the amount of dead cap that the Rams have had to absorb, that's left them with no money to bring in replacement high-level players. I'm going to scroll down here. It says, he points out the Rams currently rank dead last in defensive spending according to Over the Cap, and it's not necessarily close. Over the Cap has credited the Rams with $46.6 million spent on the defensive side of the ball. The next closest team is Arizona Cardinals at $63.3. If you don't want to do the math, that's almost $17 million difference between the Rams at 32 and the Cardinals at 31, with limited cap space as it is. It's highly unlikely that the Rams close that gap. What's even more surprising is that the Cardinals are even in a league of their own. Arizona is $15 million behind the Detroit Lions and three other teams who are at $78 million in defensive spending. Close that. Between the Rams at 32 and the Lions at 30, there is $31.4 million in gap. It should be obvious, however, without investing in a particular unit, it's more difficult for that unit to succeed. While Aaron Donald is one of the best defensive players of all time, it still takes 10 other players to put together a good product on the field. Last season, the Falcons ranked last in defensive spending at $47.6 million. They finished 30th in DVOA and 29th in expected points added per play. To put even more perspective in this, the Rams' current 46.6 in defensive spending is the least a team has spent on defense since the New York Giants in 2019. The Giants ranked 28th and 27th, respectively. In fact, since 2013, among the teams that have finished last in defensive spending, only the 2018 Colts finished inside the top 10. Meanwhile, 7 of the 10 teams ranked inside the bottom 10. The Rams defense has been purged this offseason, and in a sense, it's not that fair to Raheem Morris. It will be his job to coach up and develop young players, but at the end of the day, you still need talent, and the front office hasn't invested on the defensive side of the ball this offseason. With the draft still to take place, it will be interesting to see what the final product on defense looks like. However, as it stands, expectations should be tempered. This is a group that's been invested in the least in the NFL. On top of that, Aaron Donald is the only first-round pick, and he was drafted in 2014. 5 of the projected starters on defense are undrafted free agents. Finding undrafted free agents to fill roles isn't a bad thing. Expecting them to play key roles is where things can go wrong. With the lack of investment by the front office, the Rams defense may not look great next year. However, that will be no fault of Raheem Morris. Great article by Blaine there. Yeah, so let's talk about that. The Rams defense is definitely going to be younger and cheaper next year. The discounted defense for sure. Is that a bad thing? Well, according to the statistics that Blaine in that article pointed out, it does not look good. And the Rams defense might have a lot of growing pains next year. That being said, when you have young players, if they're able to take that step forward, they're able to develop, that's what you got to hope for. And honestly, as much as I'll admit to criticizing Raheem Morris, I do like him as a coach that can get the best out of young players. And I think if Aaron Donald, is a leader there, and getting Copeland back was a big re-sign for the Rams, having a really young core on the defense, I'm not against. There's going to be growing pains. There's going to be blown coverages. There's going to be mistakes. I think Ram fans got to prep for that right now. But it's definitely, something to be aware of, that the Rams will, unless something else happens, all likelihood have the most let's not go with cheapest, the most affordable defense on the field in the NFL next year.
Thank you very much.
All right. Let me get back to your comments here. Let's see here. You hope the Chiefs play on Christmas. Peo, can you rank the past few Rams draft class? Off the top of my head, I don't know. I'm someone I am a believer that you really can't rank a draft class till after 3 years. So I don't feel ranking like last year's 2022 or 2021. I'm not comfortable doing that yet, because I think young players can get better. I am of that mindset. You really can't till after 3 years. But in terms of like 2020 and 2019, like 2019, we don't have any of the players we drafted that year on the roster anymore. So I'd probably put that one at the bottom. 2018 and 2017, we got Cooper Kupp in 2017. Exotic soy sauce, I'm just not sure, because of the way the Rams have gone. I guess you'd have to put like 2017, 2018, 2020, then 2019. But I don't know if that's exactly answering your question the best. So I think that's all I got for you, buddy. But 2019 is probably at the bottom. Rams D played much better down the last 6 weeks or so. Yeah, and that's a really good point. Like, a lot of the times the Rams defense last year is what kept them in games. And I think I'd rather, have a defense that's, struggling to, stop teams in the red zone. No, I don't know what I'm trying to say there. I'd rather have an offense that can put up points and a struggling defense than a defense that keeps us in games and an offense that struggles to get back past half, the 50-yard line. But that being said, you want playmakers on both sides of the ball. LA Rams, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, what happening? Yeah, man. Thanks for that friendly reminder to hit that like button. I'll just having a good time, man. Having a good time. I know Survivor's on tonight. I got to watch Star Wars. Oh, there's so much going on. Yep. Yes, exactly. Sorry, so I was just going. Can he do a 2019 draft class in review? Since it's always teams don't want Grand Knives, you're too kind. You're too kind. You're too kind. Yeah, too kind. They don't until year 3. Yeah. Well, the Rams 2019. Okay, you know what, I'll pull this up. Rams 2019 draft class. Oh dear. Oh boy. Oh folks, this is gonna hurt. Okay. This is you know what? This is the only time I'm gonna bring this up. Because I'm not happy about this. Oh, this hurts, folks. This hurts. This segment's gonna hurt. All right. The 2019 draft class for the Rams is gone. It's gone. Let me bring this up right here. The 2019 draft class by Lindsay 30. This is way go. This is so funny. So this is April 26, 2019. So analyzing all the picks. So Taylor Rapp, he's gone. Their take, Rapp will provide immediate depth. That's not totally the rumor that Rapp was not fully healthy after he but anyway, okay, interesting. Round 3, Darrell Henderson. Hendo. Still kind of disappointed with the way that ended, but they need to build depth at running back as uncertainty looms with Todd Gurley in his left knees. Hendon was projected by some as the top running back prospect in the draft and rushed for 31 touchdowns. Okay, interesting. Okay, that's not a terrible take there. Yeah. David Long, cornerback, gone. He had some moments. Yeah, I think most people are doing. Bobby Evans, he's gone too. He's offensive tackle. He's gone. Greg Gaines, gone. Oh, I wish we could have kept Greg Gaines. I'll admit to that. I really wish him nothing but the best. Would have loved to kept him beside Donald. David Edwards, gone. Nick Scott, Brick Scott, he's gone. He's with the Bengals now. Dakota Allen, totally forgot we drafted him. He's definitely gone. And that's the whole 2019 draft class, folks. So gone. Yep. Oh man, that's funny. Anyway, do you think Isaiah Pacheco will have another good year next year? I do. Yeah, he was a rookie year. I can see him doing well. Yep. Hey, Bruce, how's it going? Oh, Bruce, you know lots about the Rams. I love your comments. They're great. Yep. Hey, Sinjin, good to see you. Appreciate you coming on in hot. Thank you so much. I think they can be. I really do. I think I we have to wait and see how the draft goes. They got to nail the draft. They really got to nail the draft. But if they're healthy, totally think getting over 500 is a reasonable goal. Yeah, 11 is. I kind of think 9 to 12, maybe 12 wins, but 9 to 11 wins. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Jack 42 in McVay we trust. Yeah, man, definitely. It was kind of obvious we were a cheap defense last year. Just had no idea how cheap. Kind of makes me feel better about how they did perform. Pains for sure. But what can we do until next offseason? Sorry, Mr. Summer. No, we were much more expensive defense last year. That what I was reading was what we're projected for next year on defense. We're going to likely be the cheapest defense next year. Mr. Prerogative, maybe. Yeah, that's the hope. We'll see. Rams are still keep core offense. Yeah, I'm really curious what this offensive line looks like, what this running back room looks like. I think we're going to draft a wide receiver. The Rams have been talking to a couple of them. I think they've met with 3 wide receivers now. After losing Super Bowl in 2018, 2019, O-line struggled, cut Gurley, traded Cooks, missed playoffs. 2020, Rams made playoffs and win the Super Bowl. This is a similar situation. Hey, Rudy, I love that take, man. Love it. Yeah, you got to. It really has to be about getting that offense right. It really does. Yeah. Bobby Evans gone ahead. Oh man. Offense with a healthy O-line, healthy Stafford, Akers, Kyron Williams running wild. The offense will carry the team as the young defense takes its lumps, but comes as the season progresses. That's the hope. That's the hope. Yeah, I hope that we have some defensive studs emerge. I would love that. No, they gotta have some people step up for great games. Peo, if the Chiefs signed DeAndre Hopkins, do you think they would be the best team in the AFC? Well, even if they don't sign him, you can make an argument that they're the best team in the AFC. So yeah, we'll see. That'd be crazy if Hopkins went to the Chiefs. Let's see. Hey, Ben, good to see you. What up, man? I'm still waiting for news about Rodgers being traded to the Jets. The Packers and Jets just need to make it. Yeah, honestly, the Jets and the Packers right now, they're those like two friends you have that are like, you know those people. They're like best friends, but they're like not dating. Like there's a guy and this girl, and they're like hanging out all the time, and they're like, yeah, like we just know each other so well. And your entire friend group's like, just date already. That's what I feel like the Packers and Jets are right now. Like, just trade already. Oh man. I don't know what that means. I'm sorry. Making fun of me, huh? Interesting. Well, everyone, I that's the main segments I've gone through today. I appreciate each and every one of you here, but yeah, feel free to ask questions. I realize now I messed up. I didn't put my scrolling banner. Starting soon. 42 minutes into the show. Great, love that. Love. I'm gonna take a swig of water here. If you have any questions or comments, I'll stay live and go through them. And I guess there is one other thing I do want to share. This is a bit of a personal thing, just so you guys are aware, that I'm really thankful for what's been happening on this channel. I was really honored by all the people that have watched my content the past number of weeks. The past month, more people have actually viewed my channel than ever before in like a 28-day span. I don't have the analytics here to show you, but I had close to 9,000 people, unique people, view my channel, and that's amazing to me. Not all of them subscribe, so obviously I got more work to do, but it was just it was really cool to have that experience over the past month. And thank you, because if you're watching, you're likely one of those people, and I know each one of the people that watch my channel have a story, they have a life, and I'm honored you would make my little Rams related content a minor character in your story. So really, really appreciate that. All right, let me get back to your comments here. Enough of that cheesy stuff. You didn't come here for that. If Chiefs get DeAndre Hopkins, we going back to it. Yeah, man, you got a shot. Yeah. I guess the 2019 Rams draft class were not able to be developed. Sad that none of them had and is at the desired impact or no longer with the team. Yeah, it is. And I think like you could make an argument that Greg Gaines should have been re-signed, but he was a cap casualty. So yeah, that's just something to be aware of for sure. Yeah, it is sad. After Stafford helped us win the Super Bowl, the Rams were nice enough to stand down last season for Goff's Lions to get a nice draft pick. Now bets are off. It's winning. Yeah, yeah. I guess that's one way of looking at it. And I don't like. Okay, I'll say this. Every now and then, Rudy, I don't know if you have this experience, but every now and then I'll have a Lions fan troll my channel, and I'm not much of a trash talker or anything. But they'll be like, oh, Lions won the trade. We fleeced the Rams. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, the Rams won the Super Bowl. Sure, we had a bad year last year. But, like, the Lions went from being a really bad team to, okay, you're competitive and still haven't made the playoffs. So the jury's still out on who won the trade, I guess. But you could argue the Rams won the trade the moment they won the Super Bowl. Just saying. Hey, Ricardo, good to see you. Sorry, no worries. Yeah. Those things hang around all the time. That's called Trapped in the Friend Zone. The movie. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, that like just did already. Yeah. Rudy, question, Pale. Do you think the Rams use pick 36 or trade down? Personally, I think they use the pick. I think we draft edge, and I'll fully admit I think that because I want it. I don't have any reason not to think that. They have been interviewing some edge players, but really it's going to be, dictated of what happens in the first round of the draft and who's there. The Rams have the draft capital that if they did want to move up into the first round late, they could make that move. They could do it. So definitely I'd say, once we get to pick 24 and beyond on the first night of the draft, that's when Ram fans need to seriously have, the Rams draft pick watches on, because I don't think it's crazy for the Rams to move up a few spots into the first round and get a rookie if they really like them, especially if it's a playmaker they think will change their team. Oh, thank you, Jack42. I appreciate you all, and that's amazing. But if Aaron Rodgers gets traded to the Jets, do you think it will happen before the draft starts? You know what? If it happens, I don't think it's going to happen. Like, no, you know what? Now I'm thinking about that. No, I think it happens before the draft. I think it'll happen one of these days. I think it'll happen yet. Yeah, Pat, I think the stat is like 30 to 40% of the people who watch your video are not so good. Yeah. Oh, I'm way more than that. Way more than that. I think I'm at like 80% of the people that watch my content are not subscribed, but I don't know why, but bless them. With the top 3 NFC quarterback, still anyone who counts the Rams out as being silly. We still have a dangerous offense, but do you think McVay opens up the offense or condenses a bit? I think he opens it up. I really do. I think that getting this offense back to a place where they can put points on the board, they're expected to put points on the board, I think that's top priority next year for sure. I don't think McVay wants any of these games where they struggle to make it past half. I would love if Kupp had another 2,000. If he got 2,000 yards receiving, that'd be great. Lions can't say how the Stafford trade worked out for them. For now, it's the Rams that won this trade. They got the ring. Yep. Yeah. No worries. I misspell things all the time. Alex G is saying players can now use the number 0. Who would be the first Rams player to use it? Yeah, that's a great question, Alex. The NFL did pass that. The players are now allowed to have the number 0. The letter 0. The number 0. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious. If I had to pick someone on the current Rams to do it, I don't know. Maybe we're getting a whole new special teams unit. Maybe our long snapper or our kicker or our punter take on the 0 to be the first Ram in history with the number 0, right? I don't know. Yeah. Who would you want the Rams to play week 1? You know what? I'll be honest. I would love to play the Packers early. I wouldn't mind. I don't want to. No, I was about to say I wouldn't mind the Niners, but I don't want them week 1. I wouldn't mind a bout with the Cardinals week 1. I wouldn't mind that. Pale, on a future stream, can you do letter grades for each Rams coach, from head coach, offense coordinator, defense, and their staff below? A Rams coach-o-meter. That's a great idea. Yeah, I can definitely look on that for sure. Yeah, I'd have to do a little bit more research into it. But yes, yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you for that. Amazing that despite the mother of all injury-plagued seasons, Stafford out, Cup out, Donald out, Robinson out, 14 different O-line lineups, we still didn't finish in last place. Yeah, no, right? Like, and even like having a game where you put up 50 points versus any NFL team, let alone like, okay, the Broncos of all team, but like the Broncos were rumored to have a good defense headed into that game. But yeah, no, there's definitely some like, silver linings you can take from the Rams season. No doubt. You're going to take 0, Bruce? Kendrick, he allows no touchdowns on him. Oh, Darian Kendrick. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Oh, you're saying he should get the number 0. Okay, yeah, I can see that. Would be cool. Get a corner of like 0. Nothing gets past me. Yeah, I like that. I agree. A kicker or punter would be. I'd love that. Especially if we get like a rookie kicker or punter and they take on the 0. That'd be cool. So stoked for our young secondary of Kobe Durant, Robert Rochelle, Darian Kendrick, Quentin Lake. Yeah, there's I say it on this channel all the time. Young players can get better. This is a young core of secondary that can get better. Yep. You want the Chiefs to play the Dolphins week 1. Okay. EM Cap, hello. Good to see you. Hey, Pale, what do you think of Drew Sanders, an outside linebacker from Arkansas, to be our 36 pack? Well, you know what? Thanks for asking. Let me look him up. I've heard the name. I'm just gonna we're gonna look at a little scouting report. Don't worry, I'm gonna share my screen because sharing is caring. Let's give me a sec here. Let's take a look. Let me take a look. I don't have an opinion right now, but I'm about to form one live on air right now. Okay. So let's see. Oh, sorry. I want to go this way here. Okay. We'll go here. Yeah. All right. Later. All right. Drew Sanders from Arkansas. Hometown, Denton, Texas. Okay. He's a Texas boy. Like that. 6'4", 235 pounds. Okay. 32 and an eighth arm. Hands, 9. I've never been good at, I don't know what any of that means, to be honest, when it comes to arms and hands. He's got a 6.7 prospect grade. Next gen stacks gives him an 86 that he's good. Okay. At the combine, he was the first ranked linebacker. Oh, athleticism for production score. For athleticism score, he was ranked the 4th best. And total score, he was the best ranked linebacker. His bio is Sanders was a big signing for Alabama in 2020, ranking as a 5-star prospect and top overall high school player from talent-rich Texas. Got to take a drink of water here. Cheers. The two-way star played on defensive side of the ball and on special teams as a true freshman for the national champions, making 9 stops in 12 contests. The Denton native started 3 times in 12 appearances the following year. 24 tackles, 2 point loss, 1 sack, 2 breakups, but was limited by an injury suffered at Ole Miss midway through the season. He transferred to Arkansas to play for the Razorbacks, stood out immediately. He garnered first team Associated Press, first team all SEC honors, and was a finalist for the Dick Butkus Award. Okay. As the nation's top linebacker. I like that. I like what I'm hearing. Leading the team with 103 tackles. Okay. Forced fumbles. Sanders also intercepted a pass, broke up 5 others in 12 starts before opting out of the team's bowl game to prepare. Okay. All right. Well, there's some analysis here. I won't NFL comparison. Tremaine Edmonds. Okay. You know what? EM Cap, I'd be okay with it. And again, from just my interaction stuff, that sounds like some good, a good player to draft if you're going to be drafting a linebacker, and the Rams likely are going to, for sure. Thanks for the question. Appreciate that. Pale. Some Ram fans want to draft a fullback this year. However, doesn't the Rams use their tight end for the spot fullback duties when need? Yeah, that or Ben Skoranek as a wide receiver also has played fullback at times. I know there's many great, awesome Ram fans on this channel who are like, we need a fullback. I don't think it's going to happen. I just don't think it's in Sean McVay's system. I just don't. Yeah. We still got those guys on D. Maybe it won't be that bad. No, let's hope. Will you go live when the schedule gets released to go over the Rams schedule? If I'm able to. I hope to. Yep. Grandizer says, Drew Awesome would be awesome. He can play inside and outside. A stud. Okay. Well, if Grandizer is endorsing him, I know Grandizer knows his stuff. Yeah. Oh, see you, Rudy. Peace out. Pip, is there a position via the draft that you hope the Rams double dip? If they can do it last year, Jack's double dipped at linebacker. That's a good question. Honestly, probably linebacker. I mean, with Leonard Floyd and Bobby Wagner both leaving, like we still have Ernest Jones, which there's a high ceiling for Ernest Jones for sure. But yeah, like I'd like to see that. Maybe edge too. I don't see us drafting a lot of like other positions that we would do that double dip in the same draft. But we have 11 picks, so you never know. Cheers. Bruce, Sanders sounds like the last piece alongside AD for what the Rams need to keep the quarterback off balance. Yeah. Remulators, mount up. I think that's what you mean to say. That. Well, everyone, that is going to do it for me. I appreciate you coming in to Rams Wednesday, the show that is on Wednesdays when we talk about the Rams. If you've been watching live with me, thank you so much. Or if you're watching on the replay, I will get clips out shortly after this. They'll come out on the YouTube channel, hopefully tonight. Sometimes one I can't get till tomorrow. But thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, everyone. You guys are amazing. Let me know what you think of the new Rams Radar segment. And, of course, as always, go Rams. Whoa. I don't want to. Go Rams. Horns up. And peace out. Let's go Rams!
Thank you very much.